While we're having a small sound issue, which is being solved by our technical team, it's part of technology. It's hand in hand with technology. These things
I love technology.
I love it too, but it always has to have its say. You know, it wants to come in and go, hello.
So we've just seen the sponsors of this year's edition of what is the IEEE Region 8 Championship happening right here in Malta. To all those following us online, we are in Malta, we are at Monte Cristo. If you're following us online from Malta, make sure that over the next couple of days you come and say hello, head over here, because this is when stuff is going to start getting real.
And if you have kids of all ages who maybe are interested in robotics, computing, programming, all these things, here is where you see it actually happening. So sometimes the books put us off, but when we see the actual technology, it gets us to get interested. So bring your family, bring your kids. There's food, there's entertainment, and there's us.
We're about to get started with the IEEE Regional 8 Championships happening right here in Malta. And this is
the first game.
Game 1. Let's have a look.
Time of fall. The aim of this game is that competing robots aim to topple their opponents as quickly as possible.
Okay, so this one is called Time of Fall. As we're about to get started, I would like Ian to do a quick introduction on what we are to expect right here in this very first game called Time of Fall.
Basically,
for the benefit of the audience, very, very quickly, because I know they're still setting up in there, the scoring of this game will be determined by the shortest game time. Winners are ranked first, obviously followed by losers, with disqualified robots earning 0 points. But how does the game work? Ian,
it's
please tell us.
Yes, quite simple. So as you can see, we have two, as you can say, bridges here, which with a empty slot in the middle, which has cushioning, so the robots don't get damaged. There is a very heavy-duty chain which connects robots to each other. The idea is they're going to have a countdown. So basically, there will be a 3, 2, 1 countdown where a foghorn will go, and that means that's when they give full power backwards. The idea is it's checking power of the motors, the grip the robot has. It's also a matter of if they planned for this beforehand. So maybe they thought about how agile the robot is, but it's very important. They also thought about the power of the motors, the grip of the wheels. So there's a lot at stake. It's 1 minute. So basically, if one robot pulls the other in, that's it. He gets the full points. The other robot gets no points. If they are at a standstill till 1 minute, the game stops there. Now, at the moment, we have Conrad, who's obviously giving them the update of the rules. Everything seems to be ready. Are your robots ready to go? Are your batteries charged? Important, that's important. Are your wheels ready, gripped? I hope he didn't use any glue to cheat. But now, basically, I am going to give a countdown after Frank basically goes ahead.
Before we go to the countdown and get started, let's see the head-to-head. Let's see the graphic that will confirm who are the two robots we will have in this very first match. It's GSG Shield versus Akira. Let's give them a big round of applause. We're about to get started with our very, very first game. Ian, count us down. Let's get going.
Are you all ready? 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
As you can see, you have both robots pulling. You can hear the motors running. Obviously, these are a matter of force, a matter of strength. It's also a matter of tactics. Maybe they can turn the steering wheel slightly to use the edge to their advantage. There are a lot of things to it. It's just not a matter of just pulling. And at the moment, they seem quite equal. They seem quite equal. Obviously, we're seeing that Akira is slightly losing a bit of traction as we see GS Shield slightly pull forward. We have the lines here to tell. We have the starting line, which is a solid line. As you can see on this side, GS Shield has taken an advantage of about 3 lines, whereas obviously Akira has lost a bit of traction there.
20 seconds on the clock. It's actually 15 seconds now. I do remind you, this is a robot from the UAE, Akira, going up against the robot from Malta. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's the line. As we can see, we saw some tactics. He pushed forward and back to give a sudden grip. And according to what I can see, obviously, GS Shield seems to have a bit more of advantage, but we didn't have a drop. We didn't have an actual drop, so there wasn't an actual pull down of the robot.
Exactly. So that was our very, very first game. We've had the robot, as I've already said, Akira from the UAE going up against the robot from Malta, GSG Shield. The judges do the final measurements. We make sure that,
yes,
you know, we're
I mean,
scoring,
we can see
right?
a clear advantage on one side, but it's always important that obviously the judges are prim, proper, and as should be.
Why? Because these measurements might come into play when it comes to the ranking, right?
Yes, because you have other rounds, you have other robots. Remember that the amount you manage to pull your opponent is always to your advantage. The best is a drop, but if you're not a drop, it's going to end up on centimeters, millimeters, who gets the most pull.
Exactly. So we do have a short clip which will introduce us to some sponsors which make this championship possible. Let's have a look at this short clip, and when we're back,
round 2,
we're going to play again. Okay, so we are coming to you live from Malta. Thank you for joining us online. If you're watching this online, I repeat, we are at Monte Cristo. We're here for the next couple of days, and what is the IEEE Region 8 Robot Championships happening right here in Malta. We've just introduced the first game, time of 4. We've just had the first match in the first game, and we are going to slowly continue getting ready for our next head-to-head. We'll have another 2 robots going up against each other, and in this game, which is time of 4, let's go back to Ian.
Yes, I am currently analyzing and studying the game so I can see how my robot can win at this, because I don't know, I don't think I have enough weight or traction or motors or anything to make me win at the game, but I'm still hoping the judges will let me compete. I don't know, maybe they'll just let me drive around a bit and have fun. Maybe I can get that done, Frank. I can just enjoy myself driving around. But anyway, it's part of the game. It's the most important thing is force and strategy. I mean, it's not just about pulling. I noticed that one of the teams, when the counter started going down, let go of the advantage he had and then pulled back again. So he kind of managed to give that robot a bit of a pull, a sudden shock, so that like that, it can take advantage. We have the other teams coming in. We have the other 2 robots coming in. So Frank, who are the next competitors on this game? Ooh, I think he's going to go backwards, the tractor. There we go.
Okay, so we're seeing the next 2 teams getting ready in the arena. I don't know if we're ready to show the graphic, introduce our next match. We'll see the 2 robots, the next head-to-head, the graphics. That will be confirming the 2 robots that will be going up against each other. It's going to be team...
we have Wagtech.
Wagtech Willek versus Leones Robotics. So team Wagtech Willek, which is from Tunisia, and Leones Robotics, which is a Maltese team. They are getting ready. We're setting up the chain, setting up the carabiners, making sure that they are nice and tight. And as well,
interesting is
very much connected to each other.
Yeah, the wheels of Leones are big, and they do look like tractor wheels, which gives me the impression it might have a lot of traction, but we don't know what's hidden under here. Don't show us, it's all secret. Maybe there are 10 wheels, maybe there are 8 wheels, who knows? This is something which they keep very secretive, what there is inside the robot. I'm thinking of taking this one back home to mow my field, you know. It really looks like a tractor, powerful tractor. Obviously, we have all the judges and Conrad checking, making sure the line and the chain is connected accordingly. Obviously, different This robot has a very straight front, so it's quite easy to align. They're currently checking which part of the robot should be aligned with the line, so obviously the competition will be fair, because not all robots have the same shape and size.
Grip will come into play, weight will come into play, but also torque, right, Ian?
Yes, of course. Basically, remember, you have two motors, one motor per wheel if it's a two-wheel device, and there is obviously the power of the motor, which is going to give a pull, but there is, most importantly, is the grip of the tires. Like if I was designing a robot, I think I would put suckers on the tires. I don't know if the judges would let me, but it's all a matter of coming up with ideas, keeping in the parameters of the rules, and doing something which will work on all games. Because you cannot make your robot just be good for pulling, but then not be agile enough for the next challenge. You have to have a robot which can be adapted and used in all situations. We're seeing that the judges are telling them that they have a different design for this game due to the robot Leones, which has a different design, and to make sure that the distances are equal due to the fact that the robots have totally different shapes.
Okay, so Team Wachtek Gwilek, if you're looking at the screen, is the team that is going to be the blue robot, and then as we see the camera panning to the other side, Leones Robotics, which is the robot that looks like a tractor. It is the team from Malta, Leones Robotics, whilst Team Wachtek Gwilek is coming all the way from Tunisia for these IEEE Robot Championships.
We have taking last pictures to make sure everything is documented and as it should be. I think they seem to be ready. Positions seem to be ready. I will check with the competitors. Are you okay? All ready to go? Are you ready to go? Judges seem happy. So, countdown, and then on the sound of the foghorn, you can give power. So, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness!
That was...
The tractor just gave a pull. That didn't even last 2 seconds. I was right about the wheels, Frank. It does make an advantage, but you never know, you never know. Good for this game, but maybe not good for agility.
Okay. So a convincing win for Leones Robotics. Pretty much.
Clear.
I mean, if you look at the timer, it's still on 1 second.
Yes.
So on 1 minute, excuse me. So less than 1 second to win this very, very first match of theirs in this tournament. A convincing win. Clearly,
yes,
there's some power under that friendly tractor.
Yes, but again, power is not everything. It might be what they need in this game, but it's not what they need in the next game. So you have to always keep these things in mind.
We will have the opportunity to speak to the Roboteers in the future games. For now, we're just letting them introduce themselves.
Yes.
We're not getting any feedback from them right now with what might have gone wrong.
I managed to get a peek inside his robot when he opened it. It does have some powerful motors in there, so I think maybe something went wrong or it wasn't as planned, because there seemed to be quite powerful, a lot of power down in that machine.
So we've seen 4 robots already competing. We've already seen GSG Shield, we've already seen Akira, we've seen Wachtek Gwilek and Leones Robotics,
yes,
who have all participated. The first match pretty much went all the way.
Yep. The first match used up the whole time. There was a clear difference, though.
The
so
second match used absolutely 0 time.
And there was absolutely no need for measuring because it totally pulled in.
So we're going to start getting ready for our third match. We should be welcoming on stage Etri and the Punisher, but we will be waiting as well for the graphics, so the Roboteers can also start making their way to us. Etri, which is the team from Norway, and the Punisher, which is a team coming from Malta.
I think this was a winner 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. The same Punisher might have been, or those robots similar to it.
There might be some modifications to it.
Yeah, and many teams, if you notice, for some things they're going backwards. For some things, no, it was...
they need to switch sides.
Switch sides. As we can see, the judges are telling us to switch sides. Some teams take it backwards. The tractor did that, and I think also this one is also going to tackle this challenge with a reverse gear, let's say. I mean, it depends. No, it's a forward gear, but some are grabbing from the back and some are grabbing from the front.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Etri seems to have changed the wheels
Oh,
from
yes.
the catwalk
Yes.
to this game. So there's clearly different wheels, different setups for the different games.
So an
in which they will
explanation
be
between the
participating.
wheels. The wheels they had before gave them the facility to move in all 4 directions. Brilliant for parking a car instead of parallel parking. But for this game, they seem to have changed the wheels to standard rubberized wheels because grip is what they need. Those rollers, which basically turn around on their own, would have created less friction. They would have lost guaranteed. So for this, they've adapted the wheels to the game.
It is a team from Malta going up against a team from Norway in our third match. We're going to put up the graphic in order to confirm as well the 2 teams participating right now. So we'll see the graphic showing us the head-to-head. We have Team Etri in the blue corner, the Punisher in the red corner in this third game of the IEEE Region 8 Robot Championships happening right here in Malta on this Saturday afternoon.
An interesting observation is we have robots which have a total different profile. We have one which is extremely low profile, which is very useful to having a lower point of gravity, and it is very wide. So that also helps in when it comes to keeping traction and control. On the other hand, we have the Punisher, which is actually a heavy robot, which also uses tracks, which tracks are very, very useful for grip.
What sort of strategy can you use? I mean, if you were the Punisher, you know you're a heavy robot.
Yeah.
Do you wait?
I think if I was the Punisher personally, what I would do is I would first give a bit of forward power to see how much they have on me as power. If I feel that they don't have more than I have, I would give forward slowly. Why? Because if I give it all at once, I have a more chance of it losing traction. On the other hand, they have 4 wheels. A big difference if it's 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. I am quite sure, I will have a look actually, that the robot itself has a motor per wheel, and it does. It looks like it does because obviously 4 wheels have going to give you a big advantage.
Have you got 4 motors in your... 4 motors.
Put it this way, for them to be able to give lateral movement, they need 4 motors to turn the wheels in opposite directions.
I mean,
so,
then again, we're saying the Punisher is heavy, but we don't know how heavy Etri is.
well, they were 2 people carrying it, so that's a sign of weight.
So the Punisher might look bulky, but
Yeah.
then again, we don't know what's on the other
Yes,
side
yes.
when it comes
It's
to weight.
interesting. You got 4 motors and wheels versus tracks. Pros and cons. Tractors are better on non-flat surfaces. They can easily go over rocks. They tend to lose grip less. Wheels obviously have their advantages because they are 4 motors, 4 powers. They can control them separately. It helps a lot during agility. Will it help in force and in pull? That's a question we'll have to see on its own while it takes place.
So we are setting up for this third match. We are already seeing the graphic confirming the 2 teams that will be going up against each other. We have Etri, which is a robot from Norway, going up against the Punisher from Malta, from the MCAS, Malta College of Art, Science and Technology on the other side. The teams will have 1 minute. This is a tug of war.
Yeah.
They will have 1 minute to try and get the other one pulled towards them and out of the game. We've already had 2 matches. 1 match which took the whole 1 minute, and then it's down to the scoring and down to the measuring of the judges. The second match with an obvious winner, simply because that lasted a matter of seconds or split seconds, and the Maltese robot there actually managed to beat the robot from Tunisia.
Yeah, and what's interesting is something which maybe people from back home won't see it that much. The strictness, the atmosphere, the judges are clearly explaining all the rules, clearly explaining why one is maybe a bit more forward than the other. This is due to design of robot, due to the distance, so there is a lot to it. It's just not a matter of placing 2 robots on 2 pieces of wood and pressing go. So there is a lot of planning and there is a lot of things to make sure the competition is totally fair. Everything seems to be in order.
Yep.
The judges seem to be leaving the arena. Obviously, we have Conrad who's taking photos as proof and evidence of the positioning. This is always very useful for any future discussions that may come up. So I speak to the teams again. So very important, I am gonna say 3, 2, 1, wait for that foghorn, okay? Wait for the noise of the foghorn. From the judges' side and the technical side, we'll make sure the foghorn's all ready. and Conrad is giving the last few details, so I repeat myself. So both teams, please, I am going to go 3, 2, 1. Wait for that foghorn, okay? Wait for the noise of the foghorn. That is for you to go. Everybody ready? Windows is not crashed, it's running, okay? Or it's Linux probably. Ready from your side? 3, 2, 1.
There goes. So
Well, we seem to be that it is. We had an initial pull from the Punisher, but slowly but surely, E3 is gaining traction. As we can see, the tracks here, they are very good for a mixed terrain, but on a smooth surface, they seem to be losing traction. Whereas the team here seem to be taking it very slowly, very steady.
I smell rubber burning on this side.
Yes. It is. You got burnt rubber, but it seems though they're very calm and collective, and they're very simply not using full high speed, as you can see, to avoid losing traction. They're keeping the speed low, but consistent. And also, if you notice, the wheels are going at different speeds. And this is the same thing, in fact, as we can see, the Punisher reduced its speed now, and it seems to be getting better traction, because it's not always about the speed, it's more about the traction you can get on the wood. And it seems to be quite a balanced match. The counter, we'll soon see the countdown, because this is going to be 1 minute. At the moment, the Punisher has more of a pull, so keep that in mind. Teams, both of you, keep that in mind, that before the counter ends, you got to make sure that you have the advantage.
And time's up.
And time's up. Okay, stop as you are. Ooh, it's close. It's very close, but we'll let the judges, no movements please, we'll let the judges decide.
So there might be, so we are going to be taking measurements. I know the judges are also speaking to the technical crew in order to make sure that the timer was 100% correct. Looking at the...
We have the teams checking the rubber that's left. Let's see, has there been some burnt rubber here? No, the wheels seem to be still good, not warm, not that warm, but there is a difference. But it was a very close match.
Then again, looking at the tracks of the Punisher, it does have those rubber, those rubber pieces of rubber embedded into it, which means that obviously they were thinking about grip, and probably those track marks that we're seeing over there, they were almost kind of thought of, and they were preempted over there.
I mean, the competitors all know the challenges beforehand. They obviously have to adapt the robots for the different challenges. At the moment, we're seeing the difference in measuring, because, as we said,
multiple judges in the arena.
Yes. It's a hot one. It's a hot one, and all these details make the difference, because it's very important that the teams are happy with the way the judges are taking the score. And remember, all these little millimeters and centimeters make the difference in getting their points, so them to move forward and be able to be higher up in the charts while we go towards the ends of the finals.
So I remind you, we've had a team from Norway, E3, going up against the Punisher from MCAST from Malta in this third match. This is the second match that actually used pretty much all of the timer, which means that any scoring goes down to the measurements which the judges are taking right now. So it is a bit of a, it is a bit of a wait, but we understand why this happens.
It is part of the game. I mean, this is like when in football, the referee does the square with his hands and goes to see the VAR to make sure everything is as it should be. And this is what makes a competition at a professional level, not at a home level. So these are the details that make all the difference, and obviously make the competition international and official.
I am tempted to try and get a comment from the team Punisher, because I know they're discussing things between them, but pretty much all the conversation right now.
I have the results in my ear and in my brain, but I won't say. Shall I? Can I? Will I? Let the judges? I go ahead. Wait, let's confirm. I think the judges have come to an agreement on who's the winner. But yes, I have the go-ahead to give the announcement, and it is a draw. It is a draw. Well done for both of you. So that was the first draw we've had since obviously we started. But well done. It was a very good game and a very fairly played game.
I think it's safe to say, having seen what we've just seen, that these two robots have made it clear
Potential.
that probably there's a lot of potential.
Look at this.
There-
Look at the rubber.
Yep.
Look at the rubber. It's part of.
I mean, they're walking out of here smiling, both of them. So, and once again, we haven't seen any weapons come into play.
Yes, I mean, I am going to see some other information as well.
Yes, so in the meantime, I do remind you we're coming to you live from Malta. We are at Monte Cristo. This is the IEEE Region 8 Robot Championships. We've just gotten started with the first game, which is called Time of Fall. We've already met 6 of the robots. If you are watching us online, thank you for joining us. I hope you are enjoying yourselves. You might be hearing the cheering behind me. This is because we actually have 2 more robots now joining us into the arena. And these should be UD Alpha and La Squadra, who are going to be getting themselves ready, getting ready to play Time of Fall. So we're going to be waiting for the graphic, which will also be confirming the 2 teams that will be going up against each other. As you can see, actually it's...
Mortal Kombat.
Yes,
Is it?
actually
Yes.
it's Mortal Kombat going up against Breeze. So what has happened is that there seems to be a robot which is still undergoing some repairs, and we're going to the next match before we proceed.
I'd like to
as per
also
script,
make
so-
clear, but I will speak to the competitors once they've set up and been ready. We obviously have to make it very clear that the competition does not start until you hear the sound of the foghorn. So if any person gives a pull before the foghorn is sounded, we will have to reset and start again. So
Yes,
we'll
so-
make sure to keep an ear out for that foghorn.
So can the judges confirm that the robots are on the right side? No, they're not. So we need to switch sides. We need to switch sides, please, for the robots. That is why there was a bit of confusion, because the graphic was showing us one thing and it was not matching up with the robots we're seeing on screen. So we're going to get the graphic back up, if that's okay. Once again, we're going to confirm it's Mortal Kombat taking over in the blue corner versus Breeze taking over in the red corner. It's a team from Ireland, Breeze, and Mortal Kombat is a team from the UAE, so I stand to be corrected, but this is the first time that we have a non-Maltese robot in the arena.
Yes, and this was a robot that came in very angry at the beginning of the competition. It decided
Yes.
to go in fully charged, so it seems to have power and a lot of metal, so it does.
And exposed components.
Yes, yes, in fact, I'm going to give a peep. I'm testing the battery, this 60, 220, I'm seeing a bit of voltages. So the judges seem to be checking the last thing. Now, I'd like to make this very clear, please, with the competitors. I'm going to repeat myself, but it needs to be clear, so listen to me very carefully. So, I am going to make a countdown, but it does not mean that you will go straight after my countdown. Currently, explanations?
Yes,
sure
current
the rules-
explanations. I don't know if these are a new addition, but I see some weights at the back of this robot. So clearly they're trying
Yes.
to
There
shift-
is a weight limit. So every robot is weighed in and it cannot be more than a certain weight. So obviously they have...
Do you plan on leaving those weights throughout the entire competition?
No,
just
they're-
for this game? Oh, you know, just like Formula One, they have wings for every different track.
So
They-
both
these guys have got
competitors,
weights. There you
just
go.
look at me clearly. I am going to say 3, 2, 1, but do not go with your mind automatically. Wait for the foghorn. Okay, so wait for that foghorn. The 3, 2, 1 is just to get you ready, but then your trigger is the foghorn. So,
It's 2 wheels versus 4 now. It's actually 2 wheels versus 8.
and very wide wheels, I must
Very wide
admit.
wheels.
But that's got power. Machines got power. So,
We're about to find out.
judges all okay, technique is they're all okay. So, remember, I'm going to 3, 2, 1, wait for the foghorn. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Oh! Wow!
And the
Well,
robot from Ireland manages to pull Mortal Kombat throw him into the pit in a matter of 10 seconds.
I must admit, looking at them before it starts, in this game, Risk has a much bigger advantage due to very wide wheels, 4 wheels and 4 motors compared to a robot with wheels. But then Mortal Kombat might have an advantage in other games due to its structure and its shape. But in the beginning, I mean, a game like this, probably they would have the upper hand.
I don't know if you noticed, but the wheels on Mortal Kombat actually have these etchings in them to
Extra
try and gain
grip.
traction.
Extra grip.
Didn't work.
It's probably done with a soldering iron. We nerds know each other's tricks.
Trying to
But
big well done. Big well done. So let's give them a big round of applause. Come on. Putting on a show for us, Mortal Kombat and Breeze, which were our robots in this match. We are playing Time of Fall.
Yep.
This is a tug of war, essentially. We do keep an eye on the stopwatch. If the 1 minute counter runs out of time, if we run out of time, that's when we get the measuring tape out.
Exactly.
And that is what will help us determine which points go in which direction.
We're seeing Tractor is back.
Yes, so we're getting Leonis Robotics back into the arena.
First time in the arena. In fact, we have the other team. Remind us, where are you from? Ireland. Okay, we only have a flag. Oh, I couldn't see the flag. It's quite obvious.
Yeah, so this is going to be Electro Warriors versus Leonis Robotics in this next match. So we're going to wait for the graphic to confirm as well, but it is Leonis Robotics versus Electro Warriors. Leonis Robotics in the blue corner, Electro Warriors on the red side. Slowly getting them set up, getting ready
Interesting,
for this round of Time of Fall.
Frank, the decision that the type of motors they've used, traditionally they tend to use smaller motors, which are a bit more, let's say, modern. But they went back to a motor which is quite, let's say, rudimental in its electronics, but obviously it's more reliable. Yeah, on the foghorn. So basically, I am going to go 3, 2, 1. Don't trigger until you hear that sound, okay? Yeah, exactly.
So Leonis Robotics, which have already been in this arena for a total of 1 second.
1 second.
Let's see if this time round, they'll get a bit more of a challenge. These big wheels clearly doing a lot of work. This happy tractor, which is clearly has some punch.
I'm looking at the treads. I mean, as you can see, the treads here make a big advantage, like in a car. And I like the homemade treads again on the other tractor. So this tractor, this robot, has total homemade treads, which are done with a blade. Again, obviously, slick tires have pros and cons, but the more grip and the more design the tire has, the better traction you're gonna have.
So it's Malta versus Ireland for this one. Electro Warriors from Ireland, they're on the red side. Leonis Robotics from Malta, they are on the blue side. 1 minute for this game of Time of Fall. Once they are ready, I will ask Ian to give us the countdown and we'll get this game started.
So I make myself clear again. I know it's an exciting moment, but don't be trigger happy. So it's gonna be 3, 2, 1, wait for the foghorn. It doesn't mean it's gonna be a second later or a second and a half later. Just wait for the foghorn. The 3, 2, 1 is just to get sure you're ready. Everything seems ready. Judges seem okay? 3, 2, 1. Opa! And it's Leonis.
I mean, if there were any doubts after that first match with Leonis Robotics, that is a show of force from the Maltese team. once again winning in a matter of seconds. This time it actually took them 3 seconds to put the other robot into the pit.
The batteries a bit. They gave them a bit of a break. But yes, I do admit that that robot does have amazing traction due to the size of the wheels and the type of wheels. Will it be an advantage in the other games or not? We'll have to wait and see.
We'll see. I mean, I do think that there's a height issue that might come into play.
And
in
even
some
I
of the
think the turning could also be...
The maneuverability.
Maneuverability is not as maneuverable as other robots we've seen. Robots it has pulled down, but when it comes then to obstacle avoidance, I think it's gonna be a fair battle.
Oh yes, so we do hope you're enjoying what you're seeing so far. Let's ask the audience. Are you guys having a good time?
It looks like we're in an Ultimate Fighting Challenge round.
Yeah,
I mean, Tyson just finished his game, so
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm nowhere near ready for any of that kind of sports. We are getting ready to welcome another 2 robots into the arena. Once we'll welcome them into the arena, we'll be able to understand as well whether which ones they are. They are going to be another 2 robots which we've already met.
Yes, so obviously the rounds are being mixed up, obviously, to make sure that all the robots get an occasion to be against the other robots. So obviously, like that, everyone has a chance to battle the robots in the league. It's obviously all part and parcel of making this a fair league, making this a just league, and making sure that not like, oh, I was unlucky, I came across this robot. No, you're going to have the chance to battle all, if not most, of the robots.
So let's ask the teams to join us into the arena once again. The Punisher, which...
the tractor. Not the tractor, the one with tracks. The only robot which is using tracks.
Yes. The first round ended in a draw. We will ask the judges to let us know which side they need to be on. So judges, can you please let us know which ones?
So we have, okay, there we go. I think this is
so Wactag goes on the blue side. The Punisher goes on the red side. 2 robots which we've already seen in this arena.
So
Wactag Gulek, which lost.
Yes.
Which lost after just 1 second against the other Maltese robot, Leonis Robotics, in their first appearance in this arena, and the Punisher, which ended in a draw.
Yes. In fact, there are some, you might realize that some of the games we're seeing might also have to be done more than once. If that is the case, that the judges will not be happy with the way the game took place and maybe needs to reset it to make sure everything is as correct and prim and proper. The robots are getting set up and obviously going for their next pull. There is a lot of factors in place here. I hope they have enough batteries on charge to give them enough power for all the games that are ahead of them.
So the teams setting up the robot, Team Waktagulek. The controller gets joined by his teammates, making sure that everything is set up right. I'm gonna try and snoop in, see what's happening on the side of the Punisher. They seem to be changing something in the way the carabiner is clamped onto the robot.
I love the way that the teams actually have uniforms. You notice they've all dressed to support each other. This is
we should show up in a uniform next time.
Okay, what should we both wear?
I
mean, red and white for the Maltese flag.
If you leave it up to me, you're in for trouble.
I'll be wearing those type of shoes, not to make any adverts. I won't advertise here. But
so we are getting ready. This is going to be the Punisher going up against Waktag Gulek. The Punisher, which, as we've already said, is a team from Malta. Waktag Gulek, a team from Tunisia, going up against each other. It's going to be 1 minute on the clock, okay? And in a matter of a few seconds, we'll get that game started.
So I just need to re-clarify with both competitors. Very clear, very important. Do not go when you think it's time to go. Wait for the foghorn. It might be a second, it might be a second and a half. It's unpredictable, so it's part of the game. So I'm going to give you a 3-2-1 preparation. Fingers on the trigger. When you hear that horn, go full power or as you prefer. Both teams ready? Judges okay? 3, 2, 1. And it's a clear win there for
The Punisher.
the Punisher, which really punished
Yep.
their way into the game. Obviously,
way less track marks, you know, left behind this
From the
time round.
previous game.
So clearly, even when it comes to understanding power, torque, what's happening under the hood in these robots, we can start to compare
Yeah.
what is happening. We do remind you, even though the Punisher here had quite a convincing win, their previous game was a draw.
yes, and it was a big battle whereby we saw that there actually was burnt rubber. So
Exactly.
that is a sign of a really, really good battle.
Which means that I'm very excited to see how the robot that previously went up against the Punisher
And we can hear
was
the
a draw,
teams cheering.
which is heading into the
Yes,
arena
now.
right now, is going how it's going to perform up against the others. So we are
Again.
getting ready to welcome two more robots. Once again,
Okay.
GSG Shield join us into the arena, and it's going to be up against.
And we have a four-wheel versus
three.
four-wheel situation here.
Yep.
Even though we cannot see the wheels on the other robot, it's got four wheels. The difference is, we must admit, one robot's wheels are much wider and tend to have a gripping pattern, whereby the other robots has still four wheels, but they're more of a slick design, and they're hidden away inside the metal frame.
So it's Brice on the red side, GSG Shield on the blue side. We do have a robot from Ireland against a robot from Malta. I do remind you, in the previous game, no, this was not a draw.
No,
they won
no.
convincingly. This is the team that actually added weights on. So
Exactly.
I-
As we see, obviously the last final touches, the photos as evidence of the current positioning. So again, it's gonna be a 3-2-1, and it's not a go till you hear the foghorn. I know I'm repeating, but it is very important. So don't let the excitement make you go before the foghorn. So, judges ready? Teams ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness! So we did have a bit of a premature start, but
Yes.
it was very clear the result.
So Brice manages to pull GSG Shield into the pit. Matter of 4 seconds, so clear win once again. Brice registering their second win.
I don't
in-
want to say, but obviously the tires in this game make all the difference.
Yep,
So
so-
you tend to get a prediction of what's going to happen just by looking at the type of tires and the amount of tires available for them to work with.
So once again, we've had a team from Ireland going up against a team from Malta. This time round, it was the Irish team which emerged victorious from this game. I do remind you, we are coming to you live from the IEEE Region 8 Championships, Robot Championships, happening right here in Malta at Monte Cristo.
If you were to build a robot, what design would you go for?
I would probably choose the color first,
Oh,
which
no,
would make me
that's
a
really
horrible,
not important.
horrible robot here, because I would probably go for something pink, you know, just to make it flashy and nice.
As
But
long
then
as it's pink. You don't
You
care
know-
about force, traction, power, motors, servos, batteries.
there are, and I don't think there are any points on looks. So I
No.
would be a horrible robot here. We're welcoming
Okay.
our next two teams into
Oh,
the arena. We
I
do
think-
have a robot which you haven't seen yet.
Yes, we have one robot which has already been here and has won.
Yep.
Actually, no, has draw.
This
it's the
was
one
a
that
draw,
can draw, yes.
going up against La Squadra, which is a team from Tunisia, which are about to have their first taste of the IEEE Robot Championships, going up against a robot which has already kind of
Shown us
hinted
its power.
that they're here for business.
Look, I mean, again, we have, even I think as weight and in size, there is a big difference, but, never judge a book by its cover. We don't know what there is under that metal. We don't know what type of motors or there's the system they are deciding to use. They might pull slowly, pull quickly. There's a lot of tactics to it. And the wheels do have a traction on them. They have a bit of traction, which will make a difference. We will have to see,
Exactly.
obviously, as the game goes along.
So E3, which is in the blue side, is a team which you're going to see for the first time. The shape of the robot, which is like a bit of an inverted V.
Yeah. It's reminding me of a mouse.
Interesting, maybe potentially vulnerable when it comes to combat from the side because of that.
But
that
probably
shape.
very good in agility and obstacle avoidance
Yep.
and stuff. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, visually, I feel that La Squadra are a bit underweight compared to Etri, but it's just a time will tell. Time will tell when we start the game.
Yeah, so Etri, which, as we've already mentioned, is a robot that they changed wheels specifically for this game. So they showed up on the catwalk with 4 very different wheels attached to their
unidirectional wheels there were before.
Unidirectional wheels. Now, obviously, they're only worried about going in one direction, which is why they've changed the wheels. And they are obviously in a different setup for this game called Time of Fall. Looks like we're ready, so once again, let's explain.
It's interesting they're both using console joysticks of the same brand, but you'll see, we'll see. So, I repeat, wait for the foghorn. People don't get excited, wait for that foghorn. It is very important. But obviously, if you do not wait for the foghorn, the game will have to be cancelled. So, judges ready? 3, 2, 1. And we can say, oh, it gave a fight, it gave a fight. I must admit, I feel that there was a fair fight there. People had, they gave the chance.
Let's see, did you give it full power?
No. No.
No? Just,
no.
nope.
How, did you go full power? Oh, well, this is a much better robot, I think, for the next games. You have secrets in there, ready for the next games. That was a clear win,
I mean,
thank you very much.
I don't know what the timer said, but it was a matter of seconds.
It was a matter of seconds.
It was a matter of 3 seconds, they're telling me, so it was a matter of 3 seconds for Etri to seal the win.
I am quite curious to see how Etri, even though it does have the capability with the other wheels to move in all directions, it is a very wide machine. Now, I don't know the obstacles, how wide they are. I don't know the places they need to pass. They might have an issue in passing through obstacles.
Yep.
That's something which we'll have to see.
We're going to welcome 2 more robots into the arena. Once again, I do remind you, we are coming to you live from Malta. We are at the IEEE Region 8 Robot Championships. If you are watching this from Malta, please do come and say hello.
Yes.
The atmosphere here, you really have to experience this in person. There's so much happening.
On this side?
On the other side.
There you go.
Okay,
we'll be here also tomorrow, so the event is a 2-day event.
I believe this is a robot we haven't met yet.
I think so too.
Is it your first game?
First game? It's your
Yes,
first game.
it is.
And
Okay.
remind us your team?
UD Alpha.
UD Alpha.
So
Okay, UD Alpha.
UD Alpha
Versus a robot we have seen
versus
before.
Akira.
Yes. You know what
Okay.
Akira is? Come on, your nerds inside has to come out. Akira was a cartoon by Manga,
Okay.
which produced many years ago, which was a massive success. I don't know if that was the inspiration for their name, but she was a robot, totally a cyborg, and it was one of the first cartoons which really opened the eye to cyborgs.
So that's clearly where the name comes from. The graphic confirming Akira on the red side, UD Alpha on the blue side.
So, as we can see, this is a robot we've seen before, a robot we haven't seen before. Again, in this case, I think when it comes to wheels, we are talking about 2 wheels versus 4. Maybe, I don't know, they have a lot of things hidden under there. Frank, can you see anything?
I mean, I can see stuff. I just don't really know what.
It's part of the game, hiding your whatever machinery you're using. I can see that inside this one, they are using a bicycle chain, which something traditional, which we have a lot, we've seen for many years.
4 wheels.
Yes, they do have 4 wheels. It is 4 wheels versus 2, if we are seeing correctly. As we said, many things are hidden. Judges getting everything in place, making sure the chain is on the line, the robot is in its position, and then we are ready to go. It's going to be an interesting one, I think, this one. They're both heavy robots. They're both quite low profile. I am confused if I were to give a judgment on who I feel.
I think Akira as a robot is pretty much at the limit of how wide it can be as a robot.
Yes, yes, it is. I mean, look, the wider, the lower, the more grip you have, but it is a downside when it comes to maneuverability. I'm trying to see what type of wheels. Yeah, they both have, well, this robot has a slightly textured wheel, while Akira has a slick, which we'll have to wait and see.
Those seem to be wheels that go usually on remote-controlled cars,
Yeah,
right?
they do seem like that. Yep, they are. In fact, they seem to be that type of wheel being used. So, clear, make it very clear. Wait for the foghorn. Always wait for the foghorn. Don't get overexcited. When the foghorn goes, you can start giving power. Judges, all okay from your side? Go ahead from the judges, and we're ready to go. So, 3, 2, 1, and it's off. And oh, there we go. So it seemed to Akira have to take a sudden pull, but we are seeing that the UD Alpha have suddenly come sideways. Now that is a question. They're much harder to pull, but it's difficult for them. I think they've lost power on motors. Oh no, UD Alpha lost power on motors. So Akira has taken the win.
So two robots from the UAE going head to head against each other. Motor issue.
Some form of
motor issue.
Don't worry, this is part of the game. Part of the game. Take your robot, don't leave him here. So this is part of the game that something will go wrong when it
straight to the workshop.
Yes.
That's what it's looking like.
The thing is they've got to troubleshoot because electronics and computers, it doesn't tell you what's wrong. So they have to see if it's a communication issue. They have to see if it's a motor issue. They have to see if it's a power issue. They have to see if it's just a cable issue that came out of place with the sudden pull.
Yep.
These are all things that need to be troubleshooted, and it's just literally a matter of elimination till you find what's the cause of the problem.
So we've just seen two of the three robots from the UAE which are participating in this IEEE Robot Championships happening right here in Malta. We had Akira versus UD Alpha going head to head. I believe UD Alpha was their first game?
Yes, UD Alpha was the first time they've come out. They did a good match in the beginning. What happened to them is they lost power and the robot swiveled on itself, which obviously makes it difficult for them to pull. But the major problem was loss of power. Maybe a motor issue, a battery issue, a remote control issue. That's up to them to go back in the warehouse and fix. In fact, we do have a feed back in the room where they're fixing things, which every now and then you do see. This is the room where all the competitors need to do their troubleshooting.
I wonder, yes, go ahead. I wonder if we can have a look at what's happening in the workshop behind the scenes. Let's have a look.
There we go.
You go. I mean, UD Alpha's not the only team doing repairs right now.
There they are, look.
As you can see over there, the rest of the teams pretty much all around the robots, making changes, seeing what they need to fix.
And remember, they are limited to changes. There are rules and regulations. It's not like they can, like in the Formula One, you know, they have a limited times they can change certain parts. It's the same thing with Robot Wars, or robot competitions and robot championships. It's the same thing.
So we have two robots which join us now. And as you can see from the graphic, Mortal Kombat going up against Electro Warriors. They are
we have
in the
Ireland,
arena right
if
now.
I'm not mistaken. We have, what are the countries? Remind me, where are you from?
UAE and Ireland, right?
Yes, that's it. So UAE versus Ireland. This is the first time they're coming face to face. Obviously, again, there is a difference in design. This is very, very heavy on metal. And this is more based on perspex, weight issues, is it too heavy, is it too light, things which make a difference in different games.
I mean, you judge the robots, I judge body language, and both teams look pretty relaxed.
That's good, that's a good sign.
That's what I'm saying. So both teams look pretty relaxed, pretty, I mean, comfortable.
And ready to go. So before we go ahead, are both of you ready? Everything on? Judges? Ready to go? And we're ready from all the lights and technical sides. So, remember, wait for the horn. 3, 2, 1. And that was a fast game.
Mortal Kombat.
Very fast game. Where we saw that UAE pulled Ireland down in a matter of 3 seconds. That was a good pull, a very powerful pull.
So clearly there's some torque in that robot, clearly there's some power.
Yes, and there's a lot of weight too in it, which makes a difference too.
So the thread marks which we joked about earlier clearly did the job now.
Yes.
So
The soldering guy in self-homemade design tires. Something which I would probably do exactly the same thing. It's the easiest way.
Mortal Kombat leave the arena smiling, whilst the other robot
From Ireland, our Irish team are going back to basically see if there is any damage, since the walls are fall, things can come off, things can go wrong, and also seeing what they can tweak for either their next tug of war, let's say, or whatever competition comes next.
So we stand to be corrected, but I believe this was the last game. This was the last match.
We have one more.
There should
Okay,
be one
there's
more.
one more.
I believe there were some robots doing there were some repairs
robots.
happening, which we skipped earlier. So we're going to wait to see if we can have the match that we skipped, right? Okay, so there is a robot that is currently undergoing repairs, which is the one game, the one match that we skipped earlier. We're giving them an amount of time in which they need to finalize repairs. Otherwise, of course, they will be
Okay,
eliminated.
they seem to be done. They're
they
coming
seem to
out.
be done.
Okay, and we have also a flag. Actually, they're actually with the flags on their shoulders. That shows their dedication to their country and their sport. And both robots. Both robots are out and both robots are ready to go. And in this case, we have the robot.
So your team, we have UD Alpha now, and I believe this is La Squadra. Right? Yes, it is UD Alpha going up against La Squadra. UD Alpha setting up in the blue corner. La Squadra setting up on the right side, the red side of the arena.
Obviously, these are all little tweaks and touches and modifications that they do between one game and another, which obviously they learn as they go along. It is a competition, it is a learning experience. It's something which obviously once you do it, you see what you can improve for the next.
We do have to remind you, UD Alpha did have a small issue in their previous showing over here. So
yes,
it looks like you guys have fixed the problem you had.
You hope so. Very good. That's good. That is a positive thinking.
Can you share what the issue was?
It was an issue with the communication, I believe.
Okay.
We can.
Okay, so somehow you lost communication between the radio and
okay, so it was a communication issue.
So it wasn't an operator problem.
No.
Okay.
We actually have a chain drive. We have no problem with that. Torque is our option here.
Okay, chain drive. Ooh, some secrets coming out.
Okay, so let's have a look. La Squadra, are you guys ready? Confident about this one?
Good, good.
Look at the body language. Yes, I'm confident, he said. That's what he said.
Look, some things are scary to look at, but you never know. You never know what can happen. So, I repeat regulations, wait for the foghorn. Don't let the countdown make you trigger happy. Okay? So there's gonna be a 3, 2, 1. It could be a second, it could be 2 seconds. Wait for that foghorn. Judges ready? Okay, seems to be ready and everything ready. So, 3, 2, 1. Go, and it's a pull. Oh, yes. Oh, well, no, yes. Oh, for a second we saw.
Alpha, which started off strongly, but now La Squadra.
Yes, La Squadra holding back and they're managing.
Clearly turned on the engine.
So
UD Alpha, which seems to have.
Again a communication issue. But if it stays like this at the moment, they still have an advantage. But if La Squadra manage to get some grip in those tires, yeah, that maybe manage to pull them down, especially at the moment where they're having some issues. As they can see, some motors are working, some are not.
30 seconds on the clock, La Squadra, which is still trying to pull UD Alpha. I mean, his teammates, I could see them go, yeah, just pedal to the metal. That's what they say.
Yes, and they're still going.
Keep trying. UD Alpha clearly making the most of their weight. There seem to be
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's it. Obviously, I think we know who the winner is.
I mean, we're going to get the measuring tape. UD Alpha, was it an issue between right and left now? Same issue as before or a different one?
The same as this one.
The same issue as before.
It's not registering, that's the problem.
Okay, so it seems to be an issue which is, it's not registering. So that is Ian, you need to explain to me, please.
Well,
Olivier.
basically,
so when they say it's not registering, what are they talking
Well,
about?
it could
please?
be the registering is the fact the remote is not pairing maybe with the motors and not giving them the communication that it should.
Okay, thank you.
There is a lot of reasons that can happen. Interference. It could be anything. It could be the receiver. It could be. But basically, what they're saying is it's not a motor issue. It's not a. It's an issue where the remote is not getting the signal that it needs.
Absolutely nothing.
No.
Absolutely
Exactly. You
not a
are
motor.
very confident in your motors. Very good, very good. As obviously the judges are taking their last measurements
Yes.
and making sure everything is as it should.
La Squadra, who are all smiles. I mean, they do know that they've won this one, but obviously the judges still take note of the measurements just in case they do need to come into play when it comes to the ranking later on. So they're getting ready to remove the robots from the arena. That was the last match
No, it wasn't.
in this first game of Time of Fall. I mean, if I get to choose the robot you go up against, you can play.
No, I'm not going up against a robot. I have a plan the judges don't even know. My robot is going up against the chain. Will it manage to pull the chain? This is all impromptu. So let's see. I mean, this is what makes this fun. So I am going to somehow connect my robot to the chain and let's see if my robot is strong enough to pull the chain. Well, it seems to be going. Will it go? Will it go? Will it go? No. So I can't even pull a chain.
I can pinpoint 50 problems with your robot.
50? Only 50. I mean, I got 1 meal off the ground. Oh, well.
So we're
next
going
time.
to ask the audience in the arena to have a look at the screen. If you're joining us online, we're going to be showing you the highlights, the best moments from this very first game that we've had right here at the IEEE Region 8 Robot Championships happening in Malta. This was Time of Fall, and we are going to be showing you the highlights, the replays of all that went down in this first game. So we're going to have a look at the replay.
While the replay is coming up, I'm troubleshooting, okay? I'm going to troubleshoot. I'm doing like all the teams, trying to see what went wrong with my robot. Shall I try another go?
Yes, let's try again,
Let's try
because in the
another go.
meantime,
Come on,
before
come
we
on.
actually put the replays on screen, I'm being told that the judges do want
I
to
know
check
what's
out
wrong.
a
You
couple
see,
of
let's troubleshoot together, Frank. So look, you see?
You've got too much weight on the front.
No, my front wheels are loose. So obviously these balls, which are supposed to stay in place while it's moving, are not. So I can actually try and fix this by going forward instead. Let's have a look. Let's give it a go. Yes!
There you go.
I nearly jumped the base as well. So as you can see, that's all about troubleshooting. It's all about the fun of Robot Wars. But I confirm my robot is strong enough to pull the chain.
So
okay?
there you go. I mean,
so,
that answers that question.
There you go.
For the benefit of the audience here in the arena, for the benefit of those watching us online at home, what's happening right now is that the judges do want to check a couple of replays from some of the games we've watched in order to be able to finalize their scoring, which is why we haven't yet put the replays on the screen.
Yes.
So the judges are having a look at those replays. They're with our technical team right now, going through, analyzing what they need to be analyzing, checking any details that they might want to be double checking, and that is why we haven't yet put those replays on the screen. Once the judges are happy with what they've seen, we'll share them with everyone so we can together once again enjoy what went down in Time of Fall, which was game 1 of this IEEE Region 8 Robot Championships happening right here in Malta.
you also have the post checks who are making sure the robots are still, that they did not change anything from the first check to the competition. Remember, robots have to have a certain amount of weight, need to have a certain amount of motors. So there are a lot of checks which need to be done. In fact, the judges are not in their place right now. They are currently checking the robots, checking that there were no, let's call, irregular modifications, making sure, seeing the replays, making sure everything is how it should be, so that obviously we can get the trust. There are some clear winners.
Yep.
We obviously saw some very clear winners, unless there obviously is any wrong modifications in the robot.
Exactly. Also, one has to keep in mind that when it comes to the scoring, yes, there will be outright winners when it comes to the games, but there are also other awards that will be given out at the end of this championship. So, of course, there'll be the award for the winner of the championship, but there'll also be other awards going out for best teamwork, best looking robot.
Yeah, where
Best
we go,
looking
where we go.
robot.
There we go. The lights. She likes.
Brandig, judge's choice, most effective add-on, best tactics, best design, best challenger, best pushing power, best maneuverability, and of course second place and the winner. Ian, do you like drama?
The winner?
Do you like drama?
I love drama.
We have drama.
Why?
We have a rematch.
We have a rematch.
We have a rematch.
Oh,
okay,
yes.
so
This is good.
So
This is
clearly
good.
there is something that the judges have seen that has made them decide that they want to see a rematch. We're not sure. I'm not sure yet who they are, but all I know is we have a rematch.
Yes, this is part of the fun, this is part of the excitement, this is part of the competition. And I am curious to know which robots we have a rematch of, because there was one which was a clear draw. Maybe that was the one, maybe they realized it wasn't that much, but these are the things that the judges can only tell. The judges have returned to their places.
Yes, so it's
and
A3 versus the Punisher, which is going to be our rematch.
The Punisher is a local team, if I'm not mistaken, yes?
Yes, the Punisher is a local team, and
And,
A3, which is the team from Norway. So if I am, if I start to be corrected, this is the game that ended in a draw, right?
Okay.
This is the game that previously ended in a tie.
I was correct.
These are the two robots that we've got our eyes on.
Yes, yes, I
on
mean, they
our
are
end.
both
So right
strong.
now, I don't know if we can go have a look at. We can go and have a look at the workshop. We're being told that the rematch will be happening in the next 5-6 minutes, okay, because the teams are doing some final adjustment to the robot. So I'm not sure if Edward and the team can show us what's happening right now in the workshop area, because in the next 5-6 minutes
There we go.
we will be having a rematch between A3 and the Punisher. A3, which is the team with the red robot. We're seeing the guys in the red t-shirt from Norway pretty much doing their final checks to the robot. The Punisher is the team that's at the very back, and the team are wearing their white t-shirts. So both teams clearly very, very busy getting ready to getting ready for this rematch. This is a game which we've already seen. This is a match which we've already seen ended previously in a draw, but the judges clearly have asked for a rematch, and they want to see these two robots back in action. And judging by what we've seen, I'm not complaining.
No, because I think it was one of the most fought for, let's say, competition, because they both were burning rubber, they both were pulling at each other. There must have been a reason in the post-analyzing of the video footage or the photos that the judges feel that there needs to be a rematch. And I think it's going to be a good rematch, because
Yes.
they were very close, they both had power and they both had grip.
I'm not sure if the technical team can now show us the replays from the previous matches, where together we will be able to enjoy all the other robots in action right here at the IEEE
I have noticed something that the
Region
judges have gone against, so there might be some more updates and some more changes in what's going to come and go ahead.
Exactly. Of course, as we said, the way the points get distributed by this game, where the judges do look at the stopwatch, but once we run out of time on the clock, then they actually get the measuring tape out. The rematch we'll be having is between Etri and the Punisher, the team from Norway and Malta. But before we head to the replay, we're going to enjoy the best moments from all the other matches in these games. We can roll the replays. We're going to have them. So we're seeing right now one of the first matches. As you can see right now, they're getting ready for action.
And this was a clear win by we're calling him the tractor, right? That's our
IEEE
nickname.
Robotics from Malta.
And this is another round where we had the one which had visibly wider wheels and 4 wheels, where again took a great pull and a great win.
This once again, IEEE Robotics. You will see it to the left of the screen. Again, very convincing win. So even though we've got our eyes on 2 robots in particular, and we keep talking about them, and we're very excited to see them again in the rematch, there are clearly some other very strong and powerful robots competing in this IEEE Region 8 Championships happening right here in Malta. As you can see, it's a game of tug of war.
We actually had quite a few drops. We actually had quite a few drops, which makes the game obviously more exciting and more fun to see the robot actually fall. But then we also had some issues with motors, communications more than motors. They were very clear. The team from UAE said it's a communication problem. It might be
And
Wi-Fi.
I believe this is the match where it happened. So if I'm
yes.
so
this
UD
is.
Alpha is the team that you're seeing right now on screen on the left. It is the team that started off really well, but then at some point something went wrong. They seem to have lost communication. As you can see, the robot pulls to one side. That's when it all went wrong, and then it was just a matter of trying to hang on, trying to run out of time.
And that is where Akira really went wild. It really did its best to pull the robot down into, obviously, the soft landing.
Yeah, this is a problem that did repeat itself for UD Alpha in a later game. We'll get to see it once again. So we're going through the replays of all the games that we've had so far, all the matches that we've had so far in this first game. As you can see over there, we've pretty much gone through all of them. We are coming to you live from Malta. This is the IEEE Region 8 Robot Championships. We are getting ready for a rematch between Etri from Norway, and the Punisher from MCAST from Malta. We're having a look at the pit once again, so there's a different angle. It seems like Etri are
They're probably
done.
ready to come out. Yes,
they're probably ready to come out. Probably even the team from the Punisher is ready to come out. I do wonder whether UD Alpha, which is the team that we can see to the far left of the screen right now, you can probably see them take off the cover of the robot, whether they're going to manage to figure out what's causing this communication issue for the robot, because that will be giving them massive problems if only one side of the robot is working.
The thing is this, I mean, when you are testing a robot controlled atmosphere where you don't have loads of Wi-Fi signals, RF signals, Bluetooth signals, it's one thing. Once you come into an arena where there are spectators, there's probably over 100 different Wi-Fi signals being transmitted, there are different RF signals. These are all going to create some form of interference.
In the past it was frequency, right? Nowadays
yes, nowadays they're not working that much with frequencies. Some are going for 2.5 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi signals. It's a choice, it's a total choice, but it doesn't always mean the latest technology is the best, because sometimes the older technology might not be used that much, so you have less of interference. This is like Wi-Fi at home. It's, you know, the more Wi-Fis there are, the more interference there is. They seem to be ready, but yes,
we have a rematch on our hands, so please let's welcome these two robots with a big round of applause. We have Etri and the Punisher once again heading into the arena. This is game one. Time of fall. They're getting ready for a rematch. We've already seen these two robots go up against head-to-head against each other in this very arena. The judges have asked for a rematch. Previously ended in a draw. Will it end in a draw this time round? They've already gone up against each other once, so clearly the teams would have had also a little bit of a discussion with what to do now that they're going up against each other. So we're giving the track a bit of a wipe. We can see the graphic confirming Etri in the blue corner, the Punisher in the red corner. This is the rematch. This is going to be the last match from this very first game, day one of the IEEE Region 8 Robot Championships, happening right here in Malta. Can I ask why we asked for a rematch?
It was still unclear in the beginning of the games on the start. In fact, that's why you keep on. And we felt that since there might have been some confusion and it ended up to the millimeter draw, we said, like, let's eliminate any discrepancies on the event side. Let's have a rematch to have a more clear outcome.
Me and Ian are not complaining.
Not at all, because it was one of our favorite games to watch. I've also seen that some parts are 3D printed. They've also used 3D printers to create some parts of their robots.
I wonder what the secret weapon of this robot is going to be.
I think those wheels which they took off and we will see again later are going to make a big difference. I think those wheels are going to make a big difference. I also feel that the low center point of gravity, the smoothness of it, I think there is a lot of it which has pros in a competition like this. But we must admit they are competing against the Punisher, which was a robot which competed 2 years ago and was the winner. So the Punisher already has a win under its belt. So it already has certain experience. But it's a good game. This is going to be a good game.
So final adjustments to the robots, we're seeing as well the judges giving final indications. We've had confirmation it was a start procedure issue which made the judges ask for a rematch. There was some communication, some unclarity with what happened over there. The judges, having seen it end in a complete draw, no way to decide on the winner, have actually asked for a rematch. These are by far two of the good-looking robots, and also two of the very powerful robots.
And remember, we must keep in mind that as well the competitors are being explained to them. It is a 3-2-1 countdown, but then there is no set amount of split seconds or seconds to the foghorn. The foghorn gives it that anticipation and gives the reaction time of the controller of the robot at a test. So it's important that it's not just the robot strength, it's also the reaction time of the person who is controlling the robot, which makes a difference.
So final checks.
Yep.
It is a matter of millimeters, literally, right now. That's what.
And I like the way that they are making it in a way that there is no room for error. As in, and another interesting thing is that one robot actually has a camera on it. The Punisher has a camera, and they're using a remote control, which is mostly designed for maybe remote control cars, but a very advanced remote control. Whereas we have the other team, which are using a standard console remote. E3 are using a standard console remote with their PC running the software required. They also have a camera, actually. Oh, they also have a camera. These are very advanced robots at table. Huh?
The last time we've seen these two robots go against each other, they left the arena with a lot of rubber still on the track.
Yes.
Okay, let's see if we get a repeat of that. We do have a clarification from one of the judges.
So we are going to ask the technical team to sound how the game will end, so that you will already be familiar what sound you'll be looking for, okay? So they will be sounding you the clip. When you hear that sound, you'll completely stop controlling your robots, all right? We are being extra precise this time because it's quite an even challenge. Right?
So, okay, so judges, just to make it clear, so they are going to make sure they have to wait for the foghorn, and it could happen a second, 2 seconds after my one, and even the end. The end, we are going to play the sound so they know exactly what it is.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. So if the technical team can give us a preview, listen to this sound. So the sound you are going to hear now is very important. You do stop controls, stop using. So let's, technical team, please give us the sound.
So right now the team is playing the last 10 seconds. Okay, it's the last 10 seconds of the timer, and that's when it ends.
So that bass, that bang is stop control. And the other way around, when starting, remember, it's not my countdown, it's the foghorn. So, everything's clear.
I'm gonna make way for this.
You're ready? Yes. We better move back.
I'm moving
back. My little baby robot. So, we're all ready to go. Judges, ready. Technical team, ready. So, teams, 3, 2, 1. Anticipation.
Okay, so we'll
do that again just in case.
We're going to count. We need to count it down again. They're telling me, Ian, because the sound of the foghorn did not come out.
Okay, let me just clarify that everything's clear from the technical side before we go forward, because we are making the competitors' hearts explode with anticipation. And we have a lot of mobiles here filming this competition. We've only started the Robot Wars, and we really have some cutting-edge, let's say, competitiveness between this Robot Championship.
We can go, Ian.
We can go. So, take a deep breath, relax, and it's 3, 2, 1. And it's off. And it's straight away we can see there is a match in power. We see that Etri seems to be pulling. Yes, Etri is getting a gain with a very slow movement of the wheels compared to the Punisher, which is going full out. And I think it's going to be a winner. And it's Etri! Etri has taken down the Punisher for, I think, the first time in this competition. It is the first game that the Punisher has lost to.
Show of force from Etri right here. The rematch for Time of Fall, Game 1 happening at the IEEE Robot Championship. What did you do differently this time round? I mean, clearly there was a discussion after that first match and something changed.
This time we just went for torque, so low speed from the beginning and just pulling slowly.
So were there adjustments to your motors happening back there in the workshop, or just a matter of how much power you gave them?
Nothing mechanical or software change, just the tactics.
Just tactics. Okay, they clearly
Well
went
done.
for it.
It clearly worked. Well done. Well
Whatever
done.
you did clearly worked. So
Yes.
there you go. Let's give them a big round of applause. Etri take down the Punisher. This was a rematch.
And a good match.
Rematch, yep, from Game 1, Time of Fall. We are going to have a very, very little break, and we'll be coming back from the IEEE Region 8 Robot Championships happening right here in Monte Cristo, in Malta, very, very soon.
And the
Stay
next
there.
challenge is totally different. Totally different.